Update. Am I the a-hole for me, 22 female, unplugging the internet when my boyfriend, 23 male, was playing a game? Original story. I had cooked a dinner for my boyfriend and I had called him several times. He didn't respond, so I was like, what the hell, and went to find him and bring his dinner to him. He was playing Call of Duty or Halo and said he didn't hear me. I was like, alright, here is your dinner. And then I handed it to him and he just looked at it and said, I didn't want mac and cheese, I said chicken nuggets and fries. I said, sorry, but if you had listened when I got back, you would have heard that the store was all out of nuggets. He then threw the plates with the food on it in a set of drawers. I said, seriously? What is wrong with you? And he just said he was annoyed because I just made him die in the game by distracting him. And he was already mad about having mac and cheese. I said, if that's gonna make you angry, you shouldn't be playing while eating. He just said whatever and carried on playing, so I went downstairs and turned the router off while I ate. He came storming down asking what the hell I had done. I said if you can listen to me, you shouldn't be playing games when I'm trying to do stuff. He said I can't turn the internet off because it pays for it, so I said he just wasted food. He says I should have told him they were out of nuggets, and waited for him to be done on the game instead of turning it off. I think he's being unreasonable, especially after he threw the plate. But his mom and my mom are siding with him. They say I shouldn't have turned the internet off, and I am thinking they're completely missing the point. So was I wrong to do that, or should I have done something different? Now for the top comments before reading the update. Everyone sucks here. Your son is being pretty immature and volatile, but as his mother, you're responsible for responding calmly and in a mature fashion so that he learns better behaviors. I don't know. I'd react more strongly than this to my 6-year-old son if he threw a plate of food I had made into the furniture. Obi just taking his toy away was pretty calm. Not today, Hull. Leave. Leave now. This is not going to get better. The fact that his mother and your mother are siding with him shows that he has been raised to believe this is acceptable behavior. He is disrespectful and rude. He places his game playing above real life. He has anger issues. He eats like a toddler. If you stay and end up having children with him, you will be struggling the whole time to get him away from the screen and helping you. You will expose your children to him blowing up at them for interrupting his games. Apologize and tell him he can game all weekend and you won't interrupt him at all. He'll be so busy he won't hear you as you pack your things into your car. Might not even notice you're gone till it's time for a diaper change. Dump him. He's throwing things. He's screaming. He's tattling on you to mommies. He's immature and he sounds utterly miserable to live with. I get him maybe being snappish for a second because he was focusing, but throwing things is never okay. It's a sign of someone who doesn't have their anger in check and frequently escalates into violence. A very soft everyone sucks here because you retaliated like that with a service that isn't yours. Don't provoke him, just dump him. Everyone sucks here. You eat like 5-year-olds. You fight like siblings. And then you run off and tell your respective moms? Grow up. He told our moms first. They both messaged me and asked why I did it, so I tried to explain and they were taking a side. Now for the update. Thank you to everyone that helped me see that what he did was really not right. I had wondered why my mom and his would side with him too. And after speaking with my mom, I found out he had been bad-mouthing me before this and had told her a different story to what really happened. He told her he had been at work all day and got home, and I was instantly aggressive and turned the internet off and said no games or food. I don't know why she would believe that, but whatever. He had been playing the game for 8 hours straight that day up to that point. Anyway, I left him and moved back with my mom. For now, I am in the process of moving all my belongings, but I have the most important stuff. He has been texting me, begging me to come back because he misses me, also because he can't cook. I saw McDonald's wrappers all over the floor when I went to get some of my clothes. He also posted a video to Facebook of his crying saying I took everything, and I am a witch. His mom is still siding with him, and she has been harassing me in messages for mistreating her son. She says how dare I leave him. First, she tried to guilt trip me by saying how will he clean and cook by himself. And when that didn't work, she started threatening and sending abusive messages. I feel much better though. I didn't realize how much of a strain he had put upon me. So once again, thank you to everyone that helped me out. If you are so horrible and terrible to her baby boy, why is she mad that you left him? Other than the fact that I guess now she'll have to take care of him? Block him and his mother. Yeah, absolutely. I would text her, if I'm so terrible for your son, why are both of you hounding me to come back? And then block her. Edited to add, I think you would have gotten fewer everyone sucks hears if you had said in the original post that he had been gaming for 8 hours straight. There seem to be a lot of gamers trying to explain how rude/useless it is to distract people while they are gaming, but how long is someone supposed to wait to interact with a partner? Those are immature gamers. As a gamer and the wife of a gamer, those are BS excuses. It doesn't matter how long he was gaming, but those people would not have cared about that detail. Can't imagine what it would be like to wake up in your 50s and have your teenage children come across a video you made in your 20s, crying that your girlfriend left you because you can't cook or clean for yourself. At the rate it's going, it's doubtful he'll find a girl desperate enough to have kids with him, so that's not likely to happen. Just a suggestion, don't go over to get your stuff alone. He doesn't exactly seem stable. Thanks. You're right, I didn't think about the dangers of that. If you don't have a big, bulky male football-playing friend, or two, you can call the police non-emergency line for an escort. Next story is titled, Am I the a-hole for firing the wedding planner after she kept ignoring me and only talked to my fiancé and her mom? I'm sorry if this is hard to read. I had a couple of drinks and not in my best state. So my fiancé, female 26, and I, male 28, are getting married soon. We both wanted a nice wedding, but had different ideas but not too much money. My mother-in-law said she has a great wedding planner for us, who's a friend of hers, and we went to see her a few times. Last week, she, my fiancé, her mom, and I began discussing venue/rentals/menu/invitations, etc., etc. The wedding planner kept talking to my fiancé and her mom, and all questions/suggestions were directed at them both while I was sitting there being ignored. They talked venue and guest lists, and the wedding planner did not stop to consult me or ask for my opinion. I disagreed on a number of things, but I was either interrupted or ignored by the lady. I finally snapped, stood up, and told her thank you, but I disagree on everything they agreed on, and told her to cancel all arrangement. My fiancé and her mom asked what's wrong with me. I told them I felt like I was being put aside and left out of any decisions/arrangements despite being the groom and the one paying. My mother-in-law warned me not to turn into a groomzilla and ruined progress they made just because he wasn't included in a thing or two. I flat out said to hell with it, and that we'll no longer be working with her, and will hire another wedding planner who can treat me like my opinion matters. In other words, I fired her. Both mother-in-law and my fiancé kept arguing in the car on our way home, and my fiancé said good job doing to her what the planner did to me by disregarding her opinions and sending her to square one in wedding planning and costing them money. Mother-in-law was livid that I treated her friend like dirt. I argued back that lady could have included me in at least 1 or 2 arrangements, but didn't. We got at my in-law's house, and my brother-in-law and father-in-law laughed at me for sulking like a kid and witching about stuff that only brides care about. Brother-in-law said he never dreamed of trying to do the childish crap I pulled when he was getting married, called me soft, and told me I should have kept my mouth shut and gone with the flow. Instead, I now made my fiancé and her mom angry, which is a major mess up. I told them both off and went out to smoke. My fiancé says I ruined wedding planning and damaged her mom's relationship by being rude to her friend. Am I the a-hole? Now for the comments. Not the a-hole. But it seems your fiancé also agrees that you shouldn't have a say and just be the pocketbook. I would talk with her and say exactly what you feel. And if she continues to downplay or show you that she doesn't want your input on the wedding, tell her in no uncertain terms that there will be no wedding. If I don't get a say and respect in this, there will not be a wedding. This is my celebration as well, and I have a voice and deserve to be heard. If they can't agree about a wedding, have they discussed children? Any? How many? How they will be raised? How about finances? Where they want to live? What type of home? And so many other things. In the whole scheme of things, a wedding is such a small portion of their life. And if his future wife dismissed his opinions and feelings on his wedding too, will she do the same for the rest of their lives together, or will he always be the pocketbook? If these questions have not yet been discussed and agreed on, then the whole wedding planning needs to be put on hold. Marriage is a partnership, and their wedding should be a celebration for their union, not a source of a major conflict between them. They need to discuss everything and go forward together as equal partners, or this marriage is doomed to fail before it even begins. Not today, Hall. Don't worry, the mother-in-law and wife will make all the decisions. Not today, Hall. Honestly, get out now. Why would you make yourself miserable for as long as this marriage is going to last? And if you have kids, you will be dealing with this for the rest of your life. You deserve better than this. Not today, Hall. It's not just your fiancé's wedding. It's your wedding too. The fact that they tried to do things without you is unfair to you. I think y'all should hire a wedding planner that will talk to you both and not just one or the other. Why even let him come with you to the meeting? Did they just want a free ride? Not today, Hall. Plus getting major red flag vibes from both the fiancé and future mother-in-law. When my wife and I were planning out our wedding, we used a similar concept to baby naming. The 2 yes, 1 no philosophy. Both had to agree to any major aspects, but only one no was required to veto something. Yes, we butted heads a few times. Who doesn't? But ultimately, it was a lovely and very memorable day. Not today, Hall. So why are you two getting married? Because you're surrounded by a-holes. I'd get my ring back, walk out the door, and keep going. Agreed. Does he think this behavior is gonna stop with the wedding? Wait for the kids thing and why aren't you having more kids thing. Now for the last story. Am I the a-hole for paying off my fiancé's student loan debts but not my sister's? Didn't realize this would become an issue until it was. So I, 28 male, have been with my fiancé, 29 female, since we were in high school. Almost 12 years. She has been my rock, and I wouldn't be there where I am today if it wasn't for her. She was with me through my drinking problem despite the messed up things I did, and basically being a lost cause. Then supported me while I tried to get sober. When I went back to school, she kicked my butt into gear to get my bachelor's. Now I'm working a full-time office job and earn the type of living I never thought I would. I really wouldn't have made it where I am if it hadn't been for her unwavering support. I made an investment in an old property a buddy of mine owned that we fixed up and earned a decent profit off it. So just to finally give her a really big thanks for always being my biggest supporter, I decided to surprise my fiancé and gave her the amount she needs to pay off what she owes. She was really happy and relieved over it. And honestly, I was glad to be doing something huge for her. She made a sweet post about it on Facebook, and that's how my sister found out. She even commented, "Wow, didn't think of your own sister, brother?" My fiancé showed me the comment and we both thought she was joking around. A few weeks later, she comes by our place. Turns out she was in fact bothered by the whole thing. Yes, in the past she's talked about how much of a struggle it is sometimes keeping up with bills. And so to her, it would have been nice to be thought of too, since she has her own student loans to pay off. It turned into a whole thing with her, and I'm unsure if I'm the a-hole. Because honestly, she didn't cross my mind at all when I decided on doing it, despite the fact that she has brought it up in the past. My fiancé has paid off what she owes already, so it's not like we can split it and give my sister a cut as well. The amount left was put into our baby fund. So she's even more mad that I just didn't think about her at all when it came to my gift. She thinks I was thoughtless, and simply didn't care to do her this favor, so that's why she thinks I was a a-hole brother. I just wanted to check in here to ask if she's right. Am I the a-hole? Not the a-hole. It's your money and no one else can tell you what to do with it. I honestly find it pretty bizarre that she would expect you to pay for that. You're not her parent. Also, it's a gift. Opie gets to decide to whom he wants to give a gift and to whom not. She can't/shouldn't demand gifts from anyone. It's a very entitled reaction. If you have to ask for something, then it ceases to be a gift. It becomes a demand. It's also his fiancé, but they're about to combine their wealth and debts. It's almost paying off his own debt. Not today, Hall. Your fiancé got you through a really rough time. Neither of you having debt is good for your financial future as a couple. Money your fiancé earns can now be focused on spending for things like a place to live, retirement savings, children, etc. Your sister is not entitled to your money. I'd add to this list, living debt-free for a time enables you to help friends and family later, if you so choose, without negatively impacting your own momentum. Not today, Hall. Is your sister serious? Your fiancé has been with you through thick and thin, supported you through hard times and got yourself up. And now look at yourself. Congratulations! You did work too, and you can spend your money any way you see fit. You don't owe your sister a dime. She can work and pay off her student loans herself. Marry that fiancé ASAP. She's the one. Not Day-Ho. Info. Do your sister and fiancé get along? If they don't, maybe it's a jealousy issue. You are starting a life with your fiancé. Her debts would become your debt. It's way better investment for all of you to pay off debt that is going to affect both of you in the long run. They've never had any issues and get along fine. Honestly, that didn't come to mind when I thought of the gift. But good point. It'll still be a while until we're actually married.